Well, on our way to go see A Quiet Place starring John Krasinski. I think I said his last name right. I don't know. I always think of him as Jim Halpert. So this is going to be really fun to see him in a movie like this. I hope it's really good. I found the trailers pretty intriguing, so I hope the movie can keep up that level of intrigue and mystery and intensity that I feel from the trailer. Will it be good? Let's check it out. Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin, and this is my spoiler-free review for A Quiet Place. John Krasinski didn't just star in this, he directed this, and he did a good job at both, man. I thought this movie was well directed, and he did a great job as the lead role. In fact, some of my favorite stuff about this movie was the acting, period, because it's a very interesting concept. What I like is these monsters, these aliens, they're blind, they're only going off of sound, and what's really cool is the mystery of it. What are these creatures? Where did these creatures come from? We're really just thrown right into the midst of this. We're thrown right into life where these creatures have just been around for a little while. Not a ton of time, but just a little while. And so we're seeing them like still adjusting to life and living in silence. It was incredibly interesting to sit through a movie where like they couldn't talk. They would do sign language and it was very silent. So anytime like a big noise happened, I jumped. And then I was waiting for the monster alien things to show up and eat somebody. I mean, I don't know. So what this movie did really good is it had a lot of fun playing with sound and sound effects. And so, you know, when you would hear a sound, you're like, oh gosh, where's it coming from? Where's it coming from? Or, you know, they'd listen to a music in their headphones and suddenly the theater's filled with music and it's like, oh my gosh, that's what music is like. I mean, it's silent for so long. And then when intense music starts to roll up, you're like, oh my gosh, if they're bringing in music into this scene, like if I'm hearing the musical score ramp up, something bad's gonna happen. So like things like that I thought were really well done. It was so smart. So I think that they did a really good job playing with this idea of silence and playing with the music and playing with the, you know, sound effects and stuff like that. So I think overall, like all of that was really cool. Like I said, the acting was fantastic. You know, John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, they did a great job, but what stole it from me were these child actors. The kid who played John Krasinski's son in this, like his facial expressions were on point. I mean, when those monsters would come out and those monsters would be attacking and doing their thing, and this kid was scared, but he couldn't make a sound, you could see it all in his eyes. You could see it all in his face. It kind of broke my heart. It's like, this is a kid. This is a kid. He should be out having fun, not worrying about sneezing and then the monsters coming and get him. I mean, like, it was just the intensity in his face, and then the girl playing the oldest daughter of John Krasinski in this, she was also really good. Her character kind of drove me nuts in some places, but I think that's a testament to how good the actress did playing that part. And so keeping everything silent, all through sign language, afraid to make noises. Like, so they did a lot of interesting things with that. And so when they would set up these scenes and intense things would be going on, they set it up good. They had some foreshadowing moments. So yeah, some things were predictable, but they were predictable on purpose. So that way you're like, oh no. Oh, well, that's gonna hurt. Oh, well, that's gonna come back and bite somebody. Oh, man. And then it would, but it was like not the bad kind of predictability. Like, dang it, I knew that was gonna, oh, don't make that sound. Don't make a sound. So things like that were really smart, and I really enjoyed that. Now, there were some negatives about this movie, and it's kind of hard for me to put my my finger on it. I mean, part of it is like, I just didn't fully connect with this movie. Like, some of it felt like a Netflix original movie to me, something I would have rather seen on Netflix than I would have rather seen on the big screen. But in the film's defense, a part of my ability to connect with this movie was disrupted by two teenage girls who were sitting behind me talking the whole flippin' movie. It was like the movie didn't have very many lines, so these teenage girls sitting behind me took it upon themselves to do all the talking for the movie. I mean, they're sitting back there, oh my gosh, when did she get pregnant? I don't know when she got pregnant. Oh, I remember this. This was in the trailer. Do you remember this in the trailer? Oh my gosh, what's going on now? I don't know. I wanted to turn around. Shut up, you insufferable teenagers. Gosh, just stop talking and watch. The film will answer your questions. Watch the film. But I didn't because I'm far too nice of a guy. But man, I'm telling you, non-stop. And then, like, really quiet and intense scene. You want to know what I heard in a really quiet and intense scene? Seriously, whatever candy she had, she just needed to rip that that thing open and get the Band-Aid off because it was just insufferable, the crinkle of the bag. And then while they were talking, some dude up in the front row got really mad at some dude behind him for like putting his feet up or something. He's like, could you quit kicking the back of my chair? Could you quit it? And they like had a conversation for like a full minute, it seemed like. It was weird in my theater. It was like the movie was quiet. The movie didn't have a ton of lines. So the people in our audience took it upon themselves to talk in the movie's place. I don't know if you had a similar experience in your theater, but that's where I was. Two annoying teenage girls who couldn't shut up behind me and two guys who were mad at each other in the front row. So maybe that interfered with my ability to fully connect and engage with this movie. But overall, there was just a feeling of, this feels more like a Netflix original movie than something cinematic. Like, I don't know. That was just the feeling that I had. So I'm going to give this movie a solid B. I enjoyed it. It's a good movie. I definitely think it's worth seeing. For me, though, I'd say it's more worth seeing on Netflix, but hey, what do you think? If you saw this movie, what were your thoughts? Let me know in the comments, and while you're there, hit the subscribe button to become a Durbanian, and hit the bell by that subscribe button. That way you're notified the next time I drop a movie review, a theological analysis, a ranking video, how they should have done it video, or any number of things that I do here. I'm Durbin. Thanks for checking out Durbania.